So I went through tens and hundreds of YouTube videos about the concept of support and resistance. And here's my honest take. You see, 90 to 95% of all the videos that I have gone through are the same generic content. They're creating the same version of what is support and resistance and how does support and resistance work. Well, we already know about that. But the most interesting part was not the videos. It was the YouTube comment section. You see, all these videos had millions of views and it had thousands of comments. I went through each one of them, but unfortunately, most of the comments were never answered. In fact, there were 3 questions that's common among all the videos that I have gone through, and those 3 questions were never answered in none of the videos that I have gone through. And in this video, we're gonna answer those 3 questions. Now let's start with the question 1. I drew my support perfectly, price came back to it, and it just broke through. Why does my support and resistance fail? Well, this is one of the most common questions, and I have an answer for that for you guys. Now look at this scenario. Price, on the other hand, has been creating an up move, and within that up move, market started taking a resistance at a certain price point. Now first time market took a resistance at certain price point, market created a down move. Then second time market took a hit at this resistance and again created a down move. And the third time market went up, took a hit and again created a down move. But the fourth time when market wanted to break this resistance, market directly started creating momentum. So one thing you have to realize right here is that every resistance level has some kind of a limit sell orders that's been placed by smart money. And that is the reason market reacts to those resistance levels. Whenever you see price goes back to the certain resistance level, it takes a hit at resistance and then starts creating a down move. It's because there are sell orders that's placed at that particular resistance level. That is the reason you get the down move. So, but the idea about these resistance levels is nothing but with time, the resistance levels gets weaker. It's because consistently when all the sell orders gets filled up and eventually there are no sell orders, eventually market starts creating momentum and by breaking that resistance level. And that's what happening in this example. Whereas first time when market came back to that resistance level, there were sell orders that got filled and market created a down move. When second time market came up, you can see the volumes also. When second time when market came back, you got huge volumes right here. That is an indication that again sell orders are being filled up and again market created a down move. When third time market came up, again sell orders are being filled up and market started creating a down move from this point. But when the fourth time, when market came back for the fourth time, it did give a rejection at the initial basis, but later on market just started breaking towards the higher side. It broke the entire resistance level. In this case, you can observe the volumes also alike. While breaking the levels, there is not much of a volumes being displayed right here. Why? Because that's what it is. You see all the limit orders that was available in the form of a sell orders were absolutely filled at this point of time. So hence, eventually the resistance levels got weaker. The levels does not fail because of manipulation. The level fails because of pure supply and demand. And Richard Wyckoff figured this out hundreds of years ago. Now let's talk about the question number 2. Why does price sometimes dips below the support and then immediately shoots back up? Was that a fake breakout? Did I miss an entry? Well, this is also one of the questions that people can ask. Whenever market goes below the support or above the resistance and market again reverses exactly from that same point, it looks like it's a pure breakout, but at the end of the day, it just goes above the resistance or below the support and then reverses exactly from that point. Now, this is one of the common questions and you have to understand the mechanism behind it. Now, look at this example. Market was in a downtrend right here and you can see this beautiful support area right here. Now, if you see the first point of support area, when the market came to that level for the first time, market created a rebound. Okay, when market came to that same level on the second time, market did create a rebound. But when market came back to the same level on the third time, in fact, this time market aggressively came to that support line from above to below. It went below the support line, but immediately rejected. Now, what is the mechanism behind it? Usually, this mechanism is called the liquidity sweep. Let's say there are people who are placing buy orders at the support levels. So in a resistance, in the first example, when I showed you the resistance, those are sell limit orders. But in the supports is usually the buy limit orders. So when people are constantly buying at a certain price point, obviously, if they are executing a trade, obviously, let's say if you are a person who's taking a trade based on this support level and you are taking a trade exactly that support level, what would be your ideal stop loss levels? It would be just below the support levels, right? So that is the idea of all these liquidity sweeps. You see, most of the traders who might have already taken a trade would have kept their stop loss levels just below those support levels. So this liquidity sweep move on the third time was just an attempt to sweep all the stop loss levels so that they can grab enough liquidity to push the price again further. Now that's what happened right here. And the third time when market came to that below the support levels, market came down and you can see it beautifully rejected that level. That itself was your ultimate confirmation that this was a liquidity sweep. And in the Wyckoff schematic theory, we call this the spring phase of the Wyckoff schematics, right? And look at this example. Market came down, rejected beautifully, and then again came down slowly to check again for some liquidity. It stabilized the market, and then you can see the momentum. After it swept out the entire liquidity, market actually created a gap up. And this is how the market works when it comes to the fake breakouts. You might be calling it a fake breakout, but at the end of the day, it is just a liquidity sweep. Now let's talk about the question number 3. There are so many levels on my chart. Which ones are actually worth paying attention to? Now, this is one of the most common questions that beginners have it. And this is my personal outtake on it. Personally, I don't draw the typical support and resistance level. Rather, I draw something else. And I'm going to show you what that right now in the charts. But if you ask me, it is a good habit to draw only the major levels of support and resistance. Now, how do you identify a major level of support and resistance? Well, it's very simple. Look at the point where market aggressively started creating momentum towards the higher side or lower side. That bottom is your major support and resistance levels. And the second thing that I normally do is I draw the high volume activity levels because those are smart money areas. Those are the areas where smart money was previously interested in. And when market again comes back to those levels, I can expect some kind of a reaction around the same levels. Let me show you an example of what is the high volume activity levels that I'm talking about. Now here, on the other hand, you can see market was creating a down move. And after creating a down move on maybe on 22nd of March 2026, the first candle you can see right here, it had the highest volume, right? The first candle had the highest volume for the day. This is a 15-minute time frame chart. And what I did is very simple. I drawed the high and low of that high volume activity. So why am I drawing the high and low of the high volume activity? You have to realize one thing, that high volume activities or ultra high volume activities cannot be created by retailers. It can only created by smart money, people with big money. So if someone out there who's just investing millions of dollars on maybe on an option contract, who's investing crores of rupees on an option contract, do you think that person's going to take a risk without any knowledge? Right? That's what smart money is all about. When they're risking huge amount of money, they know exactly what they're doing. And also the circulating supply is completely driven by the smart money. And here, the high volume activities indicate the intention, the interest of the smart money. So this entire area becomes the smart money area. So when price comes back to that area, market reacts to that area. Now, as you can see right here, market was creating a down move. And from that point, market again went up and exactly closed around the same level. That's the importance of high volume activity. And look at here, we have one more example. The same area, the next day when market started it, obviously it created a gap down and market started creating an up move. And the third day, from the point where I have drawn my levels, and this is on 5th of March, you see market came back exactly to the same area and exactly it touched that high volume activity which we have drawn, and exactly from that point it reversed. These are the most efficient and the most powerful way to draw the support and resistance levels. Okay, this will beat any market structure theory out there. So that's the answer for all the 3 questions that I mentioned. I hope you learned something. You got some kind of a clarity on the concept of support and resistance. And there's only 5 to 10% of what I have taught you. There are so many things that we can talk about it. If you want to know more about it, do let me know in the comment section that you want to know more about the same concept. I'll make a video and I'll upload it here on YouTube. And make sure you like the video and you subscribe and you share this with your trading friends who want to know more about it. And with that note, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye and have a great day.